Welcome back to Access Hollywood Live. And one of the most difficult things to figure out when you're going out now is how to tip, who to tip, how much to tip. Joining us now is lifestyle and etiquette expert Elaine Swann to clear some things up for us. We have been waiting for you since last Thursday.
Okay, you got to make this happen.
Let's do it. We're going to go through these categories because we got so much. Let's start with dining first and sitting down at the restaurants. Okay, waiter, waitress, the host who seats you, or if somebody helps you get that reservation. Who do you tip and how much?
Okay, so if someone helps you, let's say, for example, the concierge gives you a really, really good table, then there's nothing wrong with slipping them a little something.
What's a little something?
A little something is anywhere from $10, $20, just depending on how good the seat is.
Okay.
Yeah, or especially if you kind of get moved to the front of the line and, you know, maybe there's a wait, there's reservations, but they've helped you out, then absolutely, anywhere from $10 to $20. Yeah. Now, for your food service, the entire service for their food service, 20% is your basic. That's where you want to kind of start. And a lot of times people ask me, they say, can you not tip your server at all? And that is, now, that's a big no-no. Servers, of course, here in the U.S., that's how they make their living, that is on the tips. And so you have to leave absolutely something. But
if it's terrible service.
If it's terrible service and it is the server's fault. You see, and that's what, you know, that's the key there. That's the key there. Someone recently kind of messed up because it was the restaurant's fault and they decided not to leave everything and So yeah, if it's the server's fault, then you can adjust that tip. You know, you can start moving that little tip down from 20%, 18%, 15%, but don't, you know, be offensive.
Here's something we were talking about, and I didn't even think about this until we brought it up last week, because I said we were talking about this segment. If you order a nice bottle of wine, do you pay 20% on the total food and alcohol bill?
Yes, you do. The total food and alcohol bill, that's what you pay your... Now, I was talking with someone earlier, and they were saying, well, what about the tax? So, no, not necessarily so. You don't have to include the tax when you're making the tip, because that's going to the government. They're getting their money anyway. Yeah, so you don't have to. If you do, a lot of people do, but you don't have to. So if you feel like you want to just focus on the food and the beverage, then that's it.
Now, what about if you're at the bar, right? So you're getting a little drink, but it requires them just to pop off a top and hand you a bottle.
Throw them a buck.
A buck of drink?
A buck of drink? A buck or two a drink. Yep, a buck or two a drink.
If they're mixing a drink.
They're mixing. Well, here's the thing.
We're not talking about, like, mixologists.
Right. Well, and
it's like, okay, I've got to, you know, you got to pay for the show.
Exactly. Stand on the table spinning around. Right. No, but if you open up a tab, that's a little bit different. So let's say, for example, throughout the night you have a tab. Then my advice is to tip about 20% on that entire tab, because you've been there, they're taking care of you. You know, so yeah, you want to be a little more generous.
So go to the bar, in other words.
Now, my big thing is takeout, because I sometimes will have a busy day. I'll go home, just get takeout. Do I tip at takeout?
You do not have to, honey.
Okay.
You are completely off the hook. You're not obligated to do so. However, see, the word tips, T-I-P-S, came from the phrase to improve prompt service. And so if someone
that's a hashtag.
Hashtag to improve prompt service. Yeah, so if someone goes above and beyond in terms of preparing your takeout, or you had a really large order, or if they just really took great care of you, then you can leave a 10% tip, but you don't have to do the whole thing.
I'm going to put your name in that tip thing. From now on, when I do takeout, they can call you if they have a problem.
Elaine Swann said no.
Exactly.
All right, what about something I experienced this weekend at a hotel? And it's always like, if the person's hailing you a cab, do you get them? Is the person, if anybody takes your luggage, are you then, even if they're just taking it out of the car but not taking it to your room, what do you have to tip?
So if they touch your bag, then you got to touch their hand with a tip. So that if they touch your bag, and the thing is, $1, $2, and if they really, let's say, for example, the bellhop takes your bags to your room, then you can tip $2, and then $1 for each additional bag. So $2 for the first bag. So if you have 3 bags, it's just a few bucks. Yeah. But if they do touch your bag, now if they're just taking it from the car to the front desk, just smile politely and say thank you. But if they're hoisting, put it this way, if they're hoisting your bags, then you should give them a tip.
Okay, but what about really, really bad service? I mean, can you skip the tip? Is that possible?
You can skip the tip in bad service, with the exception here in the United States of the restaurant industry, because that's how individuals are making their living. So when you think about it, the bellhop, the concierge, these folks are getting an hourly wage or salary or what have you. So they're going to get their money anyway.
What about the hotel maid? I always Okay, don't answer. We'll ask that question. That's a big tease for me because I need to know after these messages from your local station. A heated conversation during the break talking about the etiquette of tipping with Elaine Swann. Her book, which is available now, is titled Let Crazy Be Crazy, but if you're tipping, you better be good. All right, so let's talk about, I asked you before the break, hotel maid service.
Oh, yeah. You know, this is the group that tends to be overlooked a lot. We go into the hotel, do our stuff, and then leave. So with the hotel maid, it's a good idea to go ahead and leave a tip. $2 for each day, $2 or up to $5 for each day that you're there. But the key is to make sure you write a note and just say thank you. So this way the maid knows that you left it for them and not
you left it on accident.
On accident, and they're afraid to take it.
Now, I have a friend that goes with us on group outings. We'll go to brunch. She hates tipping. The rest of us love to tip, so we always have to over tip because she doesn't like to tip. What should we do? Should we just
get a new friend? Get a new friend.
Leave your friend at home. Yeah, so someone needs to talk to her that she really trusts and say, you know what, when we go out, it's really important for us to tip, and so we'd like for you to participate. And if she doesn't, then you know not to invite her.
Okay. Uber Lyft.
I would say Uber
Uber
Lyft, you do not have to tip. At least not yet.
Okay, thank you, Elaine. And check out Nina on her podcast, Little Black Dress, on Podcast One. Have a great day, everyone. Good stuff, guys. Woo.